If you want to explore London before it gets super busy, I have the perfect walking route for you to take to start your day, which includes a stop at a very special cafe, beautiful green spaces, and some of the most iconic sights of London.
By the way, I'm Jess, founder of Love in London and a local ambassador for Walks Tours, the best way to see London.
So let's go. We're actually just starting over there. I think a really good way to start a morning walk is with a coffee and maybe a pastry, so I would recommend starting your day at Redemption Roasters. This location is just a couple minutes away from Piccadilly Circus, and this isn't just any ordinary cafe. It's actually a social enterprise. They are helping to reduce the UK reoffending rates through coffee, with training programs and employment opportunities for prison leavers. So when you spend your money here, you're not only getting good coffee and a treat, it's also going towards a good cause. Got my coffee, got my pastry, let's keep going. Welcome to Green Park. This is one of the city's royal parks owned by the royal family, but absolutely free for everybody to visit and enjoy. If you're here, you can take the main path, which goes to our next destination, which you'll see in a bit, or you can take the long way via the other paths like we're doing, and you might see one of the 3 war memorials that are in this park, dedicated to the men and women who lost their lives in the 2 world wars. By the way, you might notice that there are no flower beds in this park, hence the name Green Park. And that's because Queen Catherine, the wife of King Charles II, who created this park in 1660, got so mad when her husband gifted a bouquet of flowers to another woman that she ordered for all of the flower beds to be ripped up in his park and never to be replanted again. I like her style. You will, however, if you come in the spring, see wilding flowers, kind of like these ones. Okay, let's keep going and you will definitely know our next spot. I mean, do I have to even introduce it? This is Buckingham Palace, a royal residence and the administrative headquarters of the monarch in the United Kingdom. Notably, the king and queen do not live here. They actually live around the corner at Clarence House. Now, you can tell if the king is in the building by looking at the flag that's being flown. If it's a royal standard, it means he is indeed in, and if it's just the regular Union Jack, he's not in. So, he's not in. I think it's too early. He's still sleeping. I would be too. Now, if you get here nice and early on your walk, you can enjoy this space basically without tourists. It's so nice. Or if you decided to sleep in a little bit, which is fine because you're on vacation, then if you're here around 10 a.m., you might want to stay to watch the changing of the guard ceremony, which happens around 10:45. We actually have an entire video guide on how to see the ceremony and all the things you need to know to make it happen. So make sure you watch that video after this one. By the way, Take Walks has some great guided tours that includes changing of the guard and other royal locations. To see those tours, just scan the QR code that's next to me or click the link down in the description box. Okay, now we're gonna walk a few minutes that way to our next stop, St. James's Park. Oh, I can smell the flowers. It smells so nice. Ugh, it smells like spring. We're now in one of my favorite parks, St. James's Park. It's perfectly positioned between Buckingham Palace and our next stop. And this is one of the royal parks, and I personally always feel very royal when I'm in it. When you're here, you can go for a nice, lovely stroll along one of the footpaths, or you can go see a couple of my favorite things here. This is the Blue Bridge, which has beautiful views on either side over St. James's Park Lake. This is a popular photo spot, but if you're an early bird, you can get here and get your photos pretty easily. We can also go see over there the Royal Pelicans. The pelicans were first introduced to the park in 1664 as a gift from the Russian ambassador, and since then over 40 descendants have called this park home. If you do see them, be sure not to disturb them and definitely do not feed them. The royal family would not be happy with that. Okay, let's keep going to see some of the biggest icons in all of London. This is Parliament Square. Built in the 1860s, it's lined with statues of prominent figures like Winston Churchill, Millicent Fawcett, and Nelson Mandela. It's also where many significant demonstrations and protests have happened over the centuries. And if you want a photo with a classic red telephone booth, there are lots of them in this area. And the advantage of being here nice and early is that you won't have to wait in a line to be able to take a photo with one. Just be sure not to go inside because the inside is very, very smelly. Of course, here's where you're gonna be able to see key London buildings like Elizabeth Tower, usually called Big Ben, but that's actually the name of the bell inside of Elizabeth Tower. Houses of Parliament, originally built in the 1000s and rebuilt in 1834. This is where many of the UK government's major decisions have been made over the centuries. And Westminster Abbey, a royal church offering services for all, and a World Heritage Site with over 1,000 years of history that's been home to countless coronations, royal weddings, and funerals. And this would be the perfect time to hop on the Take Walks tour that takes you to both Houses of Parliament and Westminster Abbey with skip the line access and a super knowledgeable tour guide. This is the best way to immerse yourself in both of these iconic buildings without wasting any of your precious time. But you do have to book in advance, and you can do that by scanning the QR code next to me or clicking the link down in the description box of the video. And don't forget, if you want to go do the changing of the guard, there's quite a lot of stuff you need to know before you try, so be sure to watch our video guide to the ceremony by clicking the box that's popping up over here.